excuse me, for I'm chewing. My name is Safa. I'm going to start a new playlist, and it's all about makeup. I wouldn't say like I'm a makeup artist. I would, however, say I'm a makeup enthusiast, sorry, purely because I haven't got a lot of experience in doing different people, different face shapes. And when I do people's faces, before I used to put a lot of foundation on. The recent one I did on my childhood friend, it actually went really well, but I didn't know how to contour her nose. I'm not very good at eyebrows because I've got thick eyebrows myself, so I don't really do my eyebrows. So let's take off these little specks off. Now, I haven't done anything to my face except skincare. So this video, as you've just clicked on, is all about that base. Skincare in makeup is so important. The reason why skincare is really important is because when you have good skincare and when you have a good skincare base, if that makes sense, just before your foundation, your primer, all that malarkey goes on, your skin will look so good. That's the difference. Even if you buy the most expensive, pure, best foundation, the skincare will make it look way better. It doesn't matter. You don't be splurging. You don't need to splurge on massive foundation if you've got your skincare on dot, okay? So these are some products that I enjoy using, right? And for me, they work a treat. I have heard that seasonally you should change your skincare. I don't really, but I do change the way I put it on, you know what I mean? So I use Ami Naturally Kind's Purifying Facial Wash to wash my face. And I use, I use mustard oil in a jar, but I don't use mustard oil all the time. I only really use it before I feel like if I'm feeling myself, because it really works out really well for my skin. But this, in my opinion, is really good, especially on the day when you're putting makeup on, okay? Pixie Glow Tonic, and again, I don't use it all the time, but I do like to use it quite frequently in a way. Really, I break out quite quickly, especially with makeup. I'm quite sensitive, so I like to use that. And then, of course, I use the moisturizer off the same brand. And for sunscreen, very fucking important sunscreen. I don't know why, I'm very sensitive to sunscreen, but this sunscreen, oh, it's bae. It's called Amazing. It is a bit pricey, but I think about £20. It's zero waste, which I'm really trying to go towards. And it's such a good base for my foundation. It's ridiculously good. I really like it. It really melts really well in the skin. Just take a time to do it. Anyway, that's enough for the sunscreen. It's so important before any makeup. Either put moisturizer on or wash your face and do a full TLC to the face. Not very exfoliating though. I wouldn't say don't go into the exfoliating thing, but go into the self-care and then do makeup, because my god, you can wear the shittest foundation and you will look pang. That is not a quote from me, but as long as the shit foundation works okay on you, not too bad on you, it should be pretty sick. The other thing besides the sunscreen, I wouldn't fully recommend it. I just take it as a pinch of salt because everyone's different, but I do recommend padding oil. Now, if you've got oily skin, however, I would still say a little bit would be nice, but don't put a lot, okay? Because I have a combination, so I have oily eyelids and I do have dryness over here. So when I'm doing foundation, when I'm doing makeup in general, I do put more oil and a bit more moisturizer on because I know it will look a bit glow. In my opinion, mustard oil makes it look glowy, okay? I really like it. In fact, you know what? Yeah, I highly recommend mustard oil. But again, before any oil you use, please, I beg, try it a little bit on your face before you even put it in your makeup thing. Not your makeup thing. Before you put on your skincare, try the oil on its own for a couple of days because your skin might not like it. Because I'm only using mustard oil, I'm not using any other like serums and shit. So if you're going to do that, do a little bit and see how your skin reacts to it, because sometimes it might react in a couple of days or a daytime. So do that before you even consider putting it in. Also, when you're doing oil, do not use it every single night, every single day, because you will most likely break out, especially coconut oil, which is it's quite heavy. It doesn't really fully absorb, so you're most likely to break out. So it's better to like sort of ration it on your skin, right? And that's that. Now on to the foundation. It has kind of absorb it more than I want it to. Normally I like to do it soon as I'll probably wait for a couple of minutes and I'll do it, but I sort of was doing some chores around the house. So what I like to do, I'm going to show you first in my box is a couple of primers. Again, I don't have a lot of zero waste stuff, even though I said I was going to more zero waste, but the next video where I talk about blush and contour, I do have a fantastic brand I recommend so highly. But I don't have a lot of money right now, so I can't really buy new makeup anyway. So I have Professional Primer from Benefit, and I have, oh, that fell, Pixie by Petra Flawless Poreless Primer. I remember, I just realised I don't have a fucking mirror. No, this is how to do. Oh my god, I've got some. Oh my god. Alright, I just realised I didn't really do it properly. Basically, also another thing, if I look like a broken out a bit, I like to do my foundation, especially, but usually my whole face in different lighting. So I'll go this is where the sun is. I go to another room and I go to another room because I want to make it as much as equal as possible. Because when I usually wear it, especially when I'm going to weddings and the lighting is quite bright, I still don't get it how makeup artists do your makeup based on the lighting without having to see the lighting. Bitch, how? Okay, that's why I'm not a makeup artist, because I have no fucking idea how you do that. And it's so fucking important. You don't understand. It's so important. Right, so I'm gonna put some of my primer on. Now I will like to say, some people, they like to specifically put it in areas. I, however, do kind of. Oh my god. So wherever your pores are, mainly put it there, but then just kind of go out from here. When I put the remainder on my eyelids, I like to use my hands because I feel like it melts a lot better. Also, another thing as well that I didn't say, wash your hands before you do makeup. Wash your hands with soap before you put makeup on, please. Thank you. Put lip balm as well. I'm just gonna put, I've got a lip balm on my lips. I don't have a recommended lip balm, so I'm not gonna be like, hey, tap this. I just use anything that kind of works on me. Right, for foundation, I have Touche Eclat YSL. That's all beauty gurus do. Always shake your foundation up, B. Okay? Oh, also, before I go into fucking foundation, primer, this really works super well for me. Also, before I carry on, because I keep forgetting stuff, when you're using some skincare, I do recommend, if you can get a sample, get a sample. If you can't get a sample, get the most lowest amount of skincare they provide, because it might not work well with you. It might work wonders for every single person in the world, but not for like you, and that's absolutely okay. I also like using Bare Mineral, haven't worn in a while. Now, when it comes to brushes, I really like a good fluff. This is not clean, it's not clean, but when it comes to my Bare Minerals, a mineral foundation, like a powdered foundation, I really like something like this. This is Morphe E52. It's like a dense, fluffy brush. That's really good because it's, oh wow, that's fucking dusty. Because it's really, it gives a really good, like, high coverage finish, right? So I like to do this technique, right? I have this, it's actually from New Look, but I really like the density of it. It's a really, really dense brush. Then I have my wet beauty blender. So how I like to apply this is I'm going to mix this bitch, and I'm going to put a pump on. Now when it comes to foundation putting on, especially someone like me who's fucking impatient, you have to be patient. You have to and put it on. So I'm going to use my fingers, and I either like to use a brush and then put it on my face, or I like to use my fingers. I'll use a brush if I know I'm going to go for high, more fucking coverage. But if I'm not sure, I'll use my fingers and I'll put it in certain areas. And where I like to really put it is, I have no preference. Oh my god, my tan's going away. This makes me sad when I see foundation is darker and I'm like, oh my god, my tan's going. I've been in the sun though more because I'm lucky enough to have like a biggish garden. A big garden, I was saying biggish. So always go for the neck, bitch. Don't fucking stop. You might be like, oh, it's a perfect match. Still go for the neck. Honestly, it's so much nicer. And if you are showing a bit of cleavage, put a little bit there as well. but not too much because you want to make sure it blends in. Actually, I put a lot on my neck right now. Normally I don't put this much. Right, that's my points done. I want to go with this and I'm going to spread it out, okay? And I'll explain why. So as you're spreading it, you're not really putting it in your skin, right? You're not like smashing it in your skin. You're just fucking, with like a paintbrush, painting the face like you paint a wall. So it will look, it can look streaky. It will look a bit like much. But this is how you deter. Oh my god, I got foundation on my fucking hair. That's lovely. It's okay, I need to shower anyway. Putting the excess on my eyebrows. I haven't done my eyebrows, I'm aware. No need to tell me that I haven't done my eyebrows. I don't really do my eyebrows, to be fair. I'm not the one person that's like CBA. I think it's partly because I do have quite lucky, thick eyebrows. So I don't really think I need it. But people still tell me. I mean, look how smooth it went on because of my high moisturized like skincare. Don't go all out with skin moisturizer though. I mean, yes, do, but don't go too much because otherwise you're gonna grease out. You know, even if you've got dry skin, you will still release oils. But good skincare is so fucking good. Right. Now, as you become better at makeup, as in like, not saying that you're bad at makeup, but I mean, the more you do makeup, the faster you kind of do, because you kind of subconsciously know this minimum amount of time well, this is for me, minimum amount of time you can put foundation on that's good, that's kind of like good for you. So then you automatically just do that. So I can do makeup in like 20 minutes if I have to, because I'll know the minimum amount of like blending and bouncing I need to do, you know? Okay, I think I've done that everywhere. Okay, so now I got a bit. Oh my god, you know what I didn't do? This colour corrector. That's okay. Now, I don't really normally do colour corrector. If I'm going out somewhere, I will do some colour correcting over here because it's a bit bluey. And that's it really, and then I'll blend that in. But you know what, you could do it on top of the foundation. I've done that before and that works a ton, but I don't know if I want to do that now. Tell you what, yeah. So if you're gonna do, no, first let me do my rest of my face. Okay, so I'm gonna get my wet sponge and I'm now gonna fucking bounce. Now this is when it comes to blending and taking your time. You want to take your fucking time. You can be rushed with that streaking thing all you want, as long as it's like it looks like it's gone everywhere. But with this, I want to take a bunch of time. And as you do it, you'll realise that it will look more thinner. Now this is where I would say you can add more foundation and you can just go crazy as much as you like. Because when you do that, then you have much more control over how much foundation you put on your skin. Because when you use the first part, you're basically putting the base, basically you're priming your face with foundation. That's how I look at it, and that's how what works on me. If I'm wrong, if you're a qualified makeup artist coming at me, it works for me. And you don't have to do that, but I prefer doing that because I feel like I have more control of how much foundation I put on my skin. Literally, it looks like I've got no foundation on my skin because I put so little. I normally put more than this. I might actually put more foundation actually because I feel like I put barely fucking anything. Normally I wonder why I'm going everywhere. Normally we'll go sick in one area. But I know I'm going to put more on. Now you can use your sponge and put more on, or you can just use it, can your hand again, use a brush, go everywhere. But this time I'm going to use a sponge on my skin. It's because I feel like I know the minimum amount of thing on my skin. This is only when you don't know how much you want to have on your skin. Sometimes you might put too much, you're like, oh, I didn't want this. And that happens with me. I get too carried away. Or you might be like, oh, it's a little bit fine, but actually it's way too little. So by that, you already know what you're working with, and you can build it from there. And also with that, you don't have like, sometimes you get areas where you got too much foundation in one area. You don't necessarily have to do that. It won't happen anyway. So when you do this, You just spread it around. I know some makeup artists are very much either a sponge or a brush, but I think you should put them both together. Honestly, it's so good together. Love the base of it because it's more wet. The base is more wet, so I'm gonna put it everywhere. So normally I would focus on this area for a specific amount of time, this specific amount of time, this specific amount of time, and then obviously the neck. But because I'm so used to doing my own, I will do this because I know for myself. But for you, I would recommend have a time for each side so you know it's equally blended if you are very much a beginner. But makeup is really easy. He will say it's not. I mean, it's true, it's not. But it's not. You need practice. It's not. What's hard? It's nothing really hard. You just need to practice it, and you honestly will go so far. I love makeup, literally. There's many times that I've actually put too much makeup on someone's birthday party, and I'm like, fuck. So I want to put this on. This is Makeup Revolution Concealer and Correct. It is an orange red. And I'm just gonna go over here, only a little bit, just because I haven't done it in my foundation. I don't think is there really an time to do it? Oh, that's falling. I have no idea, bitch. Actually, I don't really do smudge, do I? Oh. I use this Zoeva 11 Face Shape. I don't actually thinking about this, but I'm just gonna go with it. Wow! I'm meant to be teaching you and I'm fucking up. Oh my god. What time to be alive. Fucking up. I always fuck up with any makeup and that's fine. I can't do it again, that's okay. So I have concealer, Game Revolution, Concealer Define, C8 and C10. What do we C8? No, go for C10. Right, go for C10. Honestly, I don't really have a rule of how much to do it. Oh shit, I should have done C8. I should have fucking done C8. Right, give me a sec. I'm going to do this. I don't really have a fucking method of doing it because I don't really care about concealer as much. Oh my god, I don't care a lot about I don't care a lot about things. I don't necessarily. You know what? Give me my C8. I'm here teaching you, and I'm the one who's getting confused. But this is fucking ridiculous. Ah, I'm just gonna do this. I don't really do it, but I only do it because people do it. Literally. Okay, just drying up. Don't do what I'm doing. Don't dip it in. Do it on your palm. I'm only doing it because no one's gonna use my fucking thing, and I'm putting a lot of concealer on, and I'm gonna regret this. You want to put as much as you want. I'm putting a shit ton because this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use a sponge, and I'm gonna drag it down, literally. And I'm gonna use the remainder because I put so much on my eyelid. So in a way, I'm also teaching you what to do if you put too much in the sun area. I'm gonna do like a light tap. Blend. Sort of try and attempt to drag it down a little bit, so it gives sort of some semi-brightness. I can't tell the difference, but whatever. I don't use an eye primer. I like to use foundation concealer. So I use raining of that on my eyelid. I like to use this RC powder, and that's what I'm gonna do. Now, if you've got a lot, if you're oily, no, if you're very dry, don't do this much. So I'm gonna look up. Oh my god. I'm gonna look up. You wanna, in the creases that you have, you might have some concealer there. And then you're going to go right in there, and you're going to go all the way here. Now, I will do this now, specific areas, and then when I'm doing my contour, I will do it lightly again. And then once you've done that, I'm just going to put the remainder powder. It's going to go everywhere, so make sure you're not wearing something that's like really nice and really pretty and some stuff. Now once you've done that, you're just going to... And then the remaining powder as well, because I have to powder my eyes because I have greasy powder eyelids. I'm going to powder my eyes because I have to powder them. And I'm going to do this now. And you probably are thinking, wow, Safa, isn't that going to be very, very fucking cakey? Well, let me just powder my other areas. Why did I just do that? That's so bizarre. Now I still have some moisture in there, so I'm just going to put the moisture everywhere as well. So I'm blending it with water, powder, so it locks in. This is not going to budge. It's not going to fucking budge. You can at me. I didn't do concealer on my spot. I know I powdered. I know. You're going to put the littlest amount if you have like lines like me. So remember, well not remember, but if you don't know, if you're unsure, concealers hides the shadows and contour puts the shadows in it. So if you want to hide the fucking shadow, you're going to put your concealer, which is kind of lighter than you if you want. Let's see, it's lighter than me right now. You're going to put it on the lines. These lines here, I don't normally correct them, but I'm going to do that now just to show you. I have put I have put a little bit of powder on. That's why I put the littlest amount of it on. Wasn't that little, but whatever. And girl, you want to just go mental. This is a taboo, by the way. It's not what you want to do, but I have to do it. And now you're going to go back in the powder. And you're going to just... Now, I have quite thick eyebrows, so you might not see it. I don't know if you can see it or if you don't see it. Where's my... I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's a little bit grey. Or you might not see it at all. I think I'm trying to be very careful to not put foundation on my eyebrow, but because I've got quite thick eyebrows, I will actually have to remove the foundation. Now, I've used black eyebrow gel, but then the foundation goes on there, and I'm like, wow. So I've got a spoolie here, and I'm just gonna just basically put it through, and even though I did not put any foundation there, I don't know if you can see it, but there will be some foundation on my brush, really. I don't know if you can see it. Trust me, there is. I'm gonna go the other side. Even if you haven't got thick eyebrows, have I got dandruff on my eyebrows? Oh my god, I do. That's interesting. I'm gonna just clean that. I'm so paranoid of my eyebrows looking grey because when I was younger, all my foundation, even though it was really shit, how I did my makeup, because teenagers these days, their makeup's pain, but mine wasn't. My eyebrows are always fucking grey. They weren't even slightly, they were really grey. So I'm gonna put a little bit of coconut oil. I'm just gonna take it because it's gonna emulsify the bitch away. Now I always do this after I do my eye makeup, not before. Even if you can't tell that they're grey, when you do this, they will look black or they'll look darker. Basically, more your original eyebrow shade colour. Alright, so that's and if you want, you can like, see, it looks really natural for me. I just do that. After this, you can do whatever you want then. And the next video, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to be talking about blush and bronzer. So that's that. I forgot to say, when you powdered, the Scandinavia, I recommend it. You want to spray it and it won't look like this. So I'm going to do it now. Normally I always do this at the end, but I'm going to do this now because obviously the next video you'll be watching will be about blushes and my contour. I like to use more than I need because I want to make sure. Oh, preview. And now this is the finished look. Just the foundation and concealer. Right. Peace.